There we are. Oh, looks like a nice roach. Good afternoon. It's just 2:30 on Monday the 11th of October, and yes, I've come back down the canal. A bit of fishing for everything today. I am still hoping to get a few big fish. I fished here last week and I only had one decent perch. The bigger fish failed to show up during that cold spell, but we've had quite a warm weekend. It was chilly this morning and it's boiling now. I'm going to take this jumper off in a minute, it's too warm. I've come down, there's a couple of blokes the other side of the bridge I've just been chatting to. They were pole fishing. They hadn't really been doing very well, or so they told me, I don't know. They said they'd only had a few small roach and perch and that. So I've come up here. I'd planned to fish up here anyway. There's an old lily bed opposite me. There's usually a few big fish hanging around here. So I'm going to give it a go here. I've got some red maggots, tub of worms, and in here, last week when I came, I ground baited and I'd got some ground bait left over. So being the tight sod that I am, I saved it and put it in the freezer. And I'm just going to empty that into here. I'm going to fish 2 swims again, one in front of me and one down the side. I haven't decided, probably have to be that way because I've got a load of undergrowth on the bank here that I don't want to rip down. I'm going to ball in a bit of ground bait, a rod's length out in front of me, and fish at the end of the rod there. And then on the inside, I'm just going to put some chopped worm in and a few reds over that and fish on the inside there. Anyway, I'm going to get this in. I've already plumbed up the depths, so I know what the depths are. And we'll start fishing and we'll see how we get on. I'm on a 13-foot rod, centerpin reel. I've got 3-pound main line. I've got a 3-pound hook link on here. Quite a long hook link today. I'm fishing about just over a foot. And then I've got a 0.5 of a gram float on. I've got a bulk of 4 number 6s, a couple of number 8 droppers, down to a 14. And if I need to, I'll obviously go down in hook size or hook length, down perhaps to 2 pound, 2.5, 2 pound, perhaps even 1.5 if I'm really struggling. But I'm hoping for some good fish, so we'll keep it like that. And at the moment, that distance there between my fingers is how far I'm fishing over depth out in front of me. And on the inside, I'm fishing just ½ an inch off the bottom. But I'm going to have a cup of tea, leave that to settle a few minutes, and then I'll start fishing shortly. We'll try a red and a white first and see how that goes. That ground bait's just fizzing away beautifully at the moment. Just check there's no spiders crawling over the lens of the camera. Every time I go out filming just of late, it's turned into an absolute spider fest. But hopefully what will happen is, if any fish come over the ground bait and they start feeding and disturbing it, it'll cause it to fizz. So at least I'll get a few visual signs that there are some fish about. Hi, are you alright?
How's it going?
Oh, not so bad, thank you. Oh, here's our first bite and our first fish. Oh, hang on, got around there then. That was a shame. Good sign though. I saw the ground bait start to fizz, so I guess there was something down there. There's a little dib on the float. There we are. Oh, looks like a nice roach. It is a nice roach. A very nettable roach. Come on, you. Oh. Lovely. There we go. That'll do for the first one. I plan to spend quite a bit of time on the canal this winter, fishing for bigger versions of that. I've had roach to £1.15 off the canal in the past. I haven't done any winter roach fishing on the canal, serious winter roach fishing for quite some time, but I was going to see if I could track down a £2 this winter. There we are. This one's pulling well too. Oh yes, another nice roach. Well, that's an excellent start. And he's even obliged me by unhooking himself. Well, that's not bad. Probably about 6 ounces a piece. A red and a white one. I'm only feeding about 3 or 4 at a time. I don't want to put too much bait in. And, oh, as Bob Mortimer would say, and away. There we go. And another roach. That's what I like about when you fish over depth. You do get those wonderful floats, go slightly sideways as it slides away. There's a dead branch over the other side that I lined up with when I put the ground bait in. And I put it in a line of about 2.5 foot. So, oh, thought that was one then. So that as the canal goes one way and then the other, and I'm fishing off the end of the rod, and I've got about a foot between the rod top and the float, I'm always somewhere over that patch of ground bait, whichever way the canal's towing. It's another one. This is absolutely lovely fishing. They certainly are chunky little specimens. Lovely. And again. Oh, it's a perch this time. They are barbless hooks, that's why they come out so easy. It's just that the fish are taking them down quite a bit because I'm fishing over depth. And it's just easier to get it out with a disgorger than it is with my clumsy fat fingers. And sometimes I also flick it out across the canal instead of laying in against the flow, just so that it comes in a little bit differently and comes in and rests up the slope. So you're fishing different little parts of your swim all the time instead of exactly in the same spot. The boats can be an absolute pain a lot of the time, but we all have to share the water, and if you can't hack the boats, it's no good fishing the canal, is it? And while it doesn't appeal to everybody, there's some very good fishing on the canal these days. Oh yeah, I bumped out of that one. Too busy answering fan mail, so to speak. Somebody's just asked me something on YouTube and I've just replied to, or I was replying to them. I always try to answer everybody, by the way, who contacts me or writes to me. But sometimes, for some unknown reason, I don't know whether people have got things turned off. Occasionally I get comments that I can't respond to, and I don't know why, but it just won't allow me to reply to them. So I hope nobody thinks that I've been ignorant because I haven't replied to them, because that's not the case. I reply to everybody. And I usually try to do it as soon as possible. And the gentleman I was just replying to when I missed that bite was a gentleman called Graham Sawbridge that often comments on my videos. So I'll say hello to Graham, but you cost me a fish, Graham. Here we are. Not as big as the other ones, but it'll do. And again, I think we could have another one. Oh, this is a different bite, a very timid and shy bite, but it's there nonetheless. Oh, it was. The ones that got away, eh? Oh, I just saw something big over the far side, ripple over the far side, and I sort of took my eyes off the float while that was happening, and I've hooked a good fish. The float had gone under when I turned round, and I have indeed hooked quite a good fish. A nice perch, actually. I've just seen it under the water. Yeah, not a bad perch at all. That'll do. You'll do, won't you? I've been fishing red and white maggots, combination is what they seem to prefer. I'm just going to move that camera so you can see if we can get a film a bite, because it's more interesting than just looking around at me. I think it's just started towing the other way. We'll lay it in there a minute. Put that there. And here comes two more. I think I'm going to call it a day at that. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I'm not going to manage to hold fish in one spot when I've got a constant drone of boats going past. Right, we'll get the net out, we'll have a look and see what we've got. Oh, hang on. There's half a tug then. Oh well. Here we are. Got quite a nice fish here. This could be the fish to end on. Hello there, you alright? Not bad. Well, I'm going to call that the fish to end on. I just think it's going to be hard work trying to gather some fish back up. I've only got about 15 minutes and I've got to go and have tea anyway. So we'll call it a day with that fish there, and might have a look at the net in a minute. But once again, thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, all the best with your angling.